Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. On this episode of I Just Be Doing Stuff, I'm going to be making pillow covers to cover this egg chair, the pillows in this egg chair. So I got this fabric from Walmart. I got some fabric glue, a glue gun, some zippers, measuring tape, a Sharpie, and some scissors. I don't know how to sew a thing, so I saw it people gluing them together, so that's what I did. I had my husband take the measurements for everything, and now you'll see me measuring out my fabric. So this was kind of tedious, but it matters, so make sure your measurements are correct. And I wasn't sure if my measurements were correct, so I added like an extra half an inch because I knew I was going to be folding the fabric to glue it together, but just do it right the first time. So now you see me measuring the height because we forgot to take the height of the panels that needed to go around. So there's a front panel and there's a panel that goes from the front on one side all the way around to the front on the other side. So that is the panel I'm going to start with. It was like 84 inches or something like that, and I wanted to make sure that I had enough fabric. I had that cut first because that was the longest part. So I'm doing that first. So you see me measure out the height, and now I'm measuring out the length. So like I said, it was super long, so I had to stretch my measuring tape all the way out, mark it off, and then stretch it out on the other side. So I made sure that I got the correct length. Yeah, I got this idea because my kids keep this chair so freaking dirty. I've had it for a few years now, and I am so sick of cleaning it. So I've been meaning to either buy some pillow covers or make some, and I just decided, why not just try to make some, because I'm a DIY girly. So that's what I'm doing. It was kind of difficult. I'm not gonna lie to you because it was my first time, but I think the next set that I make is gonna be easier, and I want to try to sew the next set. The glue is holding up. It looks nice. You can't really tell, but I think for washing purposes and everything, it'll be better if I sew them. But the fabric glue is supposed to be permanent, so we'll see. But you see me marking out everywhere the length and the height. I did this all the way down, so when I start making my cuts, I can make sure that my line is straight. So you'll actually see how I made my line straight as well. I took the iron and I folded my fabric where I had the bottom line at, and then I took my iron and creased the fabric using steam, and then I cut along that line, but you'll see that further along in the video. But yeah, I'm super excited. I love this fabric. I went to Walmart with the idea of maybe getting some blue fabric because my accent color in my living room is blue, and I love it. But I saw this with the flower pattern and I had to get it. I said this would be a beautiful accent addition, and it really is. I love it. So like I mentioned before, I took the iron and I creased my fabric where I needed the straight line at, and then I cut along that straight line. This made it so much easier for me. I don't know, everybody's not the same, but this is the way I found it easiest to get a straight line. This is the first panel. This is the longest one that's going to go from the front side on each side. Mark that off. And then this is the second panel, which is going to go across the front. That is complete. And then I'm going to move on to the actual top and bottom of this pillow. So I took the pillow and I laid it down on the fabric and I cut around the pillow. I did, before I put this pillow down, I took my measuring tape and measured out my measurements from the top to the bottom and from side to side to make sure that I left enough room to glue it together. So I have all my panels now. I have my top and bottom. I have the rim and the front. So now you see me making sure that everything fits. I am going to glue this inside out, and then once everything is glued together, I'm going to flip it and put it on the cushion. So first I'm taking some hot glue, and then I'm going to take the fabric glue and then just hold it down for a few seconds until it's stuck together, and I'm going to move on. So I did that all the way around the pillow on each panel. I did hot glue, then fabric glue, and then smushed it together. The reason I'm using the hot glue is to hold the fabric in place while the fabric glue is drying. I guess I could have used like a blow dryer or something, but this was the way I saw other people doing it, so this is what I did. So now you see me installing the zipper. This probably was the most difficult part because I did not want to get any of that glue on the actual part that zips, and I did in some places and I had to go back and rip it off, but overall this wasn't that hard to do. Like I said before, I would prefer to sew it if I knew how to sew, but maybe next time. The glue just got kind of messy. Yeah, it just got kind of messy. I'm just worried about whenever I go to wash them, if the fabric glue is actually going to be permanent like it said it was, but we shall see. So I'm just folding my fabric so you don't see any of the rough cut edges. I'm folding it down and then just gluing it on to the zipper. I'm going to go in with some of that hot glue, and then I'm going to go in with some fabric glue and then hold it down for a few seconds until it's stuck. Alright, now that that bottom pillow is complete, I'm going to go ahead and start on the top pillow. This is a couple days later. I just got sidetracked and got stuck doing some other things, but and I needed more fabric because I ran out. The first time I brought 3 yards, this time I brought 2 yards. So this time I'm going to start off by placing my pillow down and laying my fabric on top of my pillow and then just folding it over. I'm going to use a different type of fabric glue as well that I found at Walmart when I was getting more fabric, but the process is the same. So I put the pillow down, I cut my fabric to where it needed to be, I put hot glue down first and then fabric glue on top of that, and then I just held it down for a few minutes. Make sure you fold the rough edges of the fabric in so those won't be showing before you glue it. I'm going to go ahead and add my zipper as well. Same process, hot glue first, then fabric glue, hold it down, and literally that's it. This second pillow did not take me as long because I kind of had an idea of what I was going to do. The first one took a couple hours. This one took probably about 30 minutes for me to complete. But everything turned out really, really cute. So like I mentioned, hot glue, then fabric glue, press it down. Make sure you don't put too much so it doesn't go into that zipper part. And this is it, completed. Look at that smile, y'all couldn't tell me nothing because I was so excited about finally finishing this product. So I'm going to go ahead and put my pillows back where they're supposed to be, and they turned out so good. And like I said, whenever I get ready to wash them, because I'm pretty sure my kids will spill something or get it dirty some type of way, I can just unzip them and throw them in the washer. It turned out so cute. I love the flower fabric. I couldn't decide which accent pillow, but hey, let's just do both. They both look really good. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for more content. Bye.